to photography and are wanting to start editing your photos, but you're getting confused because there's lots of different editing softwares out there and you're not sure which is the best for you? Well, in this video, we are going to be discussing the difference between Adobe Lightroom Classic and Adobe Lightroom CC. So, are you ready? Let's get started. Okay, so Adobe actually has two versions of Lightroom. There is the CC version, which is what you are looking at right here. And then we also have the classic version. So this is the classic version here. As you can see, they are slightly different, but they do have very similar functions. And we are going to talk through each of these softwares today and work out what is the best one for you. So first, let's have a chat about Adobe Lightroom Classic. So the classic version of Lightroom is, of course, the older version, the version that has been around for years. And many professional photographers use this software to edit, organize, and share their photos. Now, this version of Lightroom has many different ways that you can organize your photos and also search for them as well. So just for an example here, we've got this filter bar up the top here, and you can organize your photos by text. So I've just typed in the word underwater there, and now it is showing me all the photos that I have given the keyword underwater to. So keywords are kind of like hashtags that you would use on Instagram. We also have attributes. So these are flags, ratings, and also color labels. So you can use any of them or a combination of them to organize your photos into what are the best photos, what are not so good photos, etc. Then you can also filter by metadata, so the date you took the photo, the camera that was used, the lens that was used, and again those color labels there. So they are just some of the ways that you can organize your photos in Lightroom, which makes it a lot easier for you to quickly and easily find your photos in Adobe Lightroom Classic. Moving into the develop mode within Adobe Lightroom Classic, you have a lot of different editing tools down this right hand side here. And a lot of these are very advanced editing tools, and they can really go into some detail on how you change and manipulate your photos. It gives you a lot of control over how your photos are going to look after you have finished editing them. Another great feature of Adobe Lightroom Classic is this sync button down here. So you can synchronize a group of photos to all have exactly the same editing functions if you want them to. Or you can copy and paste using the buttons over on this side to copy editing settings from one photo to another. This is a massive time-saving feature if you have a lot of photos that you have taken in a similar lighting environment, or a series of photos taken one after the other where the light hasn't changed much. Then you can easily edit all of those photos to look like they were taken together and to have that same editing style across all of your photos. You will also notice across the top here you have a few more different tabs as well. So we've got the map tab, which allows us to add location information to our photos and also filter our photos by where they were taken. We've got the book option where we can create a book of our photos, so create a photo book. We've got the slideshow option, so we can create a slideshow. We've got the print option where we can organize our photos for printing and sending them to the printer. And we've also got the web option if we want to create a web gallery for our website as well. So that's the advantages of Adobe Lightroom Classic. Now for the disadvantages. First of all, it only works on a computer system. It is a desktop application, so you can only use it on your desktop or laptop computer. You cannot use it on your mobile devices such as your phone or your tablet. Also, it is the more expensive option purely because it has all of these different functions. It is more expensive than Lightroom CC. Personally, I think it's worth it, but it really depends on what you are going to be using Lightroom for. So now let's move into Adobe Lightroom CC. This is a much simpler version of Lightroom. It is also a newer version of Lightroom, and it is designed to work with the cloud. So you can sync your photos, sync what you are working on from device to device. So from your mobile to your laptop to your tablet, etc. You could easily see what you have done from one device to another. Now, as this is a much more simplified version of Lightroom, we don't have those tabs across the top there. So you just have your sort of photo options here for finding your photos down the left hand side. You've got some albums and folders indicating where your photos are. You do still have those ratings and flags for organizing your photos as well, but a lot of those other organizational features are not available in this mode here. Again, you've got the filter bar up the top here, so you can sort by whether it's edited, what type of photo it is, what keywords. Again, you can add keywords, what camera, what location, etc. So you do still have some organizational features, but just not all of the ones that you get in Adobe Lightroom Classic. On the right side over here are your editing options. Now, these are a lot more limited than what you have in Adobe Lightroom Classic, but all of the basic editing features are still there. So you can see you've got quite a lot of sliders in this tab here. Then you've still got your crop, your healing tool, and your masking tool, which we have in Adobe Lightroom Classic as well. So again, you can copy your settings from image to image, but again, it's just not as easy to do as it is in Adobe Lightroom Classic, and you can't copy as many features as you can from Adobe Lightroom Classic. Okay, so there we have it. That was a very quick overview of both Adobe Lightroom Classic and Adobe Lightroom CC. So as you can see, the CC version of Lightroom is a lot simpler, it's a lot easier to use, and it does allow you a lot more syncing capabilities. It is also cheaper. There is a free version that you can get on your mobile or tablet devices, but if you want it on the laptop or the computer, you are going to have to pay for it, but it is a lot cheaper than Adobe Lightroom Classic. The advantage to Adobe Lightroom Classic is that you have so much more freedom and so much more capabilities with editing your photos. So really think about what it is that you want from your editing software. Are you happy with just those basic editing techniques to get you started? Or are you someone that only wants to do simple editing? Then maybe Adobe Lightroom CC is okay for you. If you only have a few photos and you already have some kind of way of organizing your photos outside of your editing software, then you may not need Adobe Lightroom Classic, which has all of those organizational options as well. Also consider what device you're going to be using for actually doing your editing. If you're somebody that likes to edit on an actual computer, then Adobe Lightroom Classic is probably better for you. But if you want to do your editing on your phone or a tablet, then you're going to need to be using the CC version of Lightroom, as you can't get the classic version on your phone or tablet. So just take that into consideration as well when you are deciding which version of Lightroom is best for you. I hope that you have found this video useful. If you want to learn more about Adobe Lightroom, either the CC version or the Classics version, I do have some ebooks available on that. So check out the links in the description for that. If you are still struggling to decide which version of Lightroom is best for you, or even if Lightroom is the right application for you, then just drop a comment below and I can reach out to you and we can have a little bit more of a personalized chat about what is best for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again next week.